had no like ill will towards what he did. So it just now it's like, well, we're scheduled to fight very close. So like after seeing the outcome of the fight, I'm like, he's not fighting, you know?
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
2022, you got your contract on the Contender Series. 2023, your rookie year, so to say, 2-0,
Man.
in the octagon. When you look back at that year, there's been a lot of changes in your life, right? And, like how do you feel about the whole year, overall?
It was a good year. Wish I could have did a lot more. Started off good, then had to have surgery and was hoping to have it and come right back. But, wasn't able to come get back in last year, which looking back at it now, I probably shouldn't have. The time that they booked me for, honestly, I think is the best time. Recover 100%, get a good training camp, relearn the fundamentals because you out for so long. You gotta relearn a few things, get a little rusty. So everything ended up working out the way I think it should have. So I'm happy. But it was a roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure, man. And, did that surgery happen after the Chase Sherman fight?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did that go? How did the recovery go with that?
It went well. It was going good. I have some great surgeons at Barber Orthopedics, so it was going well, and I was feeling good. And then I went outside and tried to rip up my fence, redo my fence in my backyard, and I probably should have rested a little bit longer. So I actually ripped my stitches. Um, my scar was like this long, like maybe 2 inches, and now it's like this big. It's bad, yeah, but it was all because of me. So um, yeah, the recovery went well. Like the actual surgery, what they did, I mean, it changed a lot in positive way. It helped me with be more confident in my wrestling and even with the striking because before I was had to worry about doing certain things because I'll get certain reactions. So
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Getting healthy is like number one, right? Well, at least close to healthy as
yeah,
possible.
close as close as possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you never
Um,
healthy in this thing.
yeah, for sure, man. And so when did you get back into, training and then moving around, wrestling and stuff like that?
So I came back October. Flew out to Vegas. I've been doing my camp at Extreme. I've been training at Extreme. So flew back out to Vegas in October and just started rehab at the PI and slowly got back into I was allowed to wrestle before striking. So did a lot of grappling and until they cleared me for the for striking, then got it back into striking.
And I see that you worked with a few of the fighters that were competing, the last couple of months. How was that
Yeah,
helping them out?
it's been good. Being the punching bag, everybody's going through their camp, so they're working on things. You're helping them work on things. Like Min Young was helping Min Young for his fight, so it was just great. Like he came in, man, he worked so hard, and especially coming from China to America and then Vegas. A lot of people don't understand. Like Vegas is at altitude, it's dry, so when he came, it was messing with him a little bit, but he was able to push through it and you know got that first round knockout, beautiful knockout. So watching their success and watching all your teammates around you, you know you grind with, you work with, you see them with the different trials and tribulations of camp that you're going through, and then you see them actually perform and win. Even if they lose, they're still in a good way, you know what I mean? They're still the techniques and stuff that we're working on is working. Like the stuff they're doing at Extreme is stuff that you can win fights with. I mean, it's top notch. So, um, yeah, watching that makes you just feel more confidence. Like you're at the right place, you're in the right room, learning with the right people. Win, lose, or draw, like people are, you know, doing good things.
Your upcoming fight, March 23rd, there's some, I don't know, some, Junior Tafa, he steps in on a day's, not even a day's notice for his brother to fight, and he has a fight lined up against you in a couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
when that was all happening, like what was going through your mind?
For me, I'm just like I just called my managers like, is he still gonna be able to fight? And they was like, yeah, he's gonna be able to fight still. You know, that's the plan. And I was like, well, if he wins, um, I think DeLima is ranked 15. So if he wins, then now he's ranked number 15, and we fight. You know, as thing goes as planned, now I'm ranked number 15, and then you start climbing the ladder that way. So that when I looked at it, I was like, okay, cool. Which in his situation, I'd have done the same thing. I don't know what happened with his brother to make him not have to be able to fight, but to save our gym name, because you're at the same gym. So to save the name of our gym, and also it's my brother on top of that too, hey, I'll jump in there for you. So I mean, that's how I got the Sherman Chase Sherman fight last year. I fought my fight, then I went back and was helping Chris Barnett, and he had the injury, and I was like, well, I'll step in and do it, because it makes it easier. Hopefully, it makes it easier in the UFC if you jump in. So and it helps. It kind of helps your teammates. Like, okay, well, they hopefully don't have like a bad taste in their mouth because okay, we didn't have to like work and do all this rebuilding because your teammate jumped in. So I did the same thing for Chris last year, and Chris would have done the same. So I wouldn't put it past. I had no like ill will towards what he did. So it's just now it's like, well, we're scheduled to fight very close. So like after seeing the outcome of the fight, I'm like, he's not fighting. There's no way you take those kind of leg kicks and come back in 4 weeks. Like he's probably still limping around, you know, just the nature of it.
And but those boys from the islands, man, they'll fight anybody. I think
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
man, but if he had to fight, let's say fight the Lima, then fight me in the same night, yeah, he probably would have done it. But when you go home and that leg starts to swell and that soreness kicks in, and then it's like, because his leg's probably still swollen now. It's the after effect of it. You know, like he's probably, like I said, probably limping around, different stuff like that. And I have a teammate right now with his knee swollen for like 2 weeks from leg kicks. You know, so it's like in the moment, yeah, but after it settles in, you're not gonna be like, yeah, let me jump back in this ring with my calf feeling this type of way. Nah. So I had a feeling, after watching, I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna be able to perform or come back out on the 23rd.
So when you prepare, or you are in preparation right now,
Yeah.
you're preparing for like a ghost opponent, basically. Is that what you're doing?
They gave me a name. I haven't got the contract yet, so I'm still waiting on that now. But yeah, most of the time when I'm training, I'm getting myself better. You know, I'm working on me. Like as we get closer to the fight, we'll like nitpick some little like extra little stuff. Okay, like do this a little. Like let's focus on this because this person does this a lot. It's a person that leg kicks. Okay, well, don't drift this way because if you drift this way, they're going to kick you. Or if you do drift this way, just watch for this. Be ready to check a kick. Or they're throwing like overhands a lot. So it's like, okay, well, keep your guard up or different things. So as we get closer, we kind of break it down. Like probably like next week or week after. I think we got 3 more weeks. So like yeah, next week, even this week, we start breaking down a little bit more of the person. So, but the biggest thing is I'm still working on getting myself better, and doing what I want to do.
You mentioned that you have a name, but you haven't gotten a contract, right? So let's do
Yeah.
this. I've never done this ever before in an interview. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, right? Let's get your analysis of this opponent? You don't have to say the name, but you could, you could break him down, right? Like, and how you feel about the matchup.
It's gonna be a tough one. I think it's a good matchup to test myself. So with the new opponent, so good striking, grappling is kind of there, but the striking is you got to be careful, and it's heavyweight, so everybody we all got power in our hands. You could put somebody down or wobble somebody at any moment. So um, yeah, good striker, more of a boxer. So just got to be ready for that.
Well, it's hard to knock somebody down or knock them out when they're on their back, right? Like that in
Yeah.
wrestling. If you
Yep.
neutralize them with that wrestling, you know what I mean? And do you feel like it's harder for heavyweights to get back up compared to like light heavyweights or middleweights?
Yeah. I mean, you got to think. Some of them guys coming in at 260, and they might be cutting weight for 260, 266. So when they walk in that cage at like 270, I walk around now at 250. That's almost 500 pounds that you're trying to, yeah. If we both weigh 250, that's 500 pounds that you're trying to move. And I'm grinding you down. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like push you into the ground. Like that's a lot. You have force. You have just the natural weight of just having to move that. And this person is like using muscle to like force you to stay there. So it's a lot. Then our bodies aren't built. Our bodies are built bad, so we got stomachs. Where some of us are short and chubby, some of us are tall and chubby. So it's like we're bad built. So it's hard to get back up.
That's why Derek Lewis is so amazing. You remember some of his fights where he would just stand back up when he was on the
Yeah,
ground, like legit, just stand back up, not even like defend or anything. It was. I think because he's so strong.
yeah. Being strong, it does help you, especially with heavyweights, because even for me, being strong, if I have to hold down like a big, like a Derek Lewis, just having to get my hands around his stomach to or like find areas to like actually use to hold him down compared to like the smaller guys, they could easily wrap an arm in, grab a wrist ride. Like I have to go around the stomach. Half of them got man boobs. You got to get around the boot. It's so it's a lot to try to figure out to just wrist ride. So if I can't even get that, I'm like most heavyweights, they're gonna just like lay on top of you, and he's strong, so he's gonna just push up, you know. So yeah, it's difficult, and that's why working like in Ngannou, I think is has the best physique for the weight class because it's like he's massive, but then he's built like a 85er. If you look at the looks, like he's a heavyweight, but as far as like the stature and stuff is like he's like an 85 or something like that.
Now you helped Minyang. Who's helping you for your camp?
I have a gentleman, Isaiah. He fights with PFL, so he's in there. Jamal Pose, I helped him with his camp, so he's helping me with mine. Let's see, Jamal, Isaiah. We have another guy, gentleman, Zach. He's like a college wrestler. He's coming in, helping out. He's trying to get into fighting as well. So we have a little big guy group that we work with.
Solid, solid. Um, how long did you spend back at home, man? How's that spending time back home?
Since October, I'll go back. I was going back every weekend, every other weekend. So I'll fly out on Thursday, come back Sunday or Monday, and I was doing that for October. And then December we spent Christmas. The family we did Christmas in Vegas. That way I could train, and I'll probably end up moving here by the summer. So it was like, okay, let's see if the family likes it and get get them accustomed to it. So. It's been tough though. As it's getting closer to the fight date, it's getting a lot tougher on the kids like that. Like when is daddy coming home? I'm like, oh, here we go. So I'm ready for this fight to be in the books and back home because my son, my daughter, they like, when's daddy coming home? When's daddy coming home? I'm like, just a little bit longer. Just give me a little bit longer. So
Well,
because go ahead.
moving will help solve a lot of that, right?
Oh
You
yes,
can have,
yeah,
yeah.
and I'll man. We move, it's gonna be a whole different just for myself, well, for the family, it's gonna just be amazing. And then for myself, being able to just be able to have the family and train in here, but I don't have to be like, okay, like, do I need to fly back this weekend? Can I fly back this weekend? Okay, if I leave on Thursday, we have Friday practice, or I might have to leave early Thursday. I might miss sparring on Thursday, and then I miss practice on Friday. Then I don't get to do drills on Saturday or do something else on Saturday because I'm in South Carolina with the family, and you're at home with the family. You want to do stuff, but you just got back. You've been gone 2 weeks. It's like you don't want to sit down and do stuff with them. So
Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot on your plate during the training camp. But man, once it's all over and you move everybody over, man, it's gonna be smooth sailing, I think, man. Especially having the PI as well, man. I heard that saves so much money for fighters
oh
in
yes,
Vegas.
oh yes. I have a fridge full of food because of the PI. Like when you're in camp, I have I ask them to. They'll set up all your meals. So all you have to do is pick it up and eat. Every day is a surprise. So you get full meals. And then outside of camp, you get 2 meals. Inside of camp, you get 3 meals a day. You can't go wrong with that. You know.
No, no, man. It kind of keeps you on point too, as well, right? If you're eating the meals that they're giving you.
Oh yeah. Because everything there is healthy.
Yeah.
It's made that day. Um the macros, all that stuff, they like these like bodybuilders or fitness people use, like they have it down to a T. So all that is already scheduled for you. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You got PT, physical therapy, you have strength and conditioning right there. Strength and conditioning alone, because I work out 3 days a week. That's a lot. PT, especially after the surgery, they had me doing 5 days a week. Um, Physical therapy, so that's a lot. If you're not working out, I mean, if you're not at the PI.
Yeah. Yeah, someone was telling me that they save like $5,000 a month just by going to the PI.
I
I'm
can
like, that
imagine
sounds
that.
right.
That or more,
That
yeah.
sounds right. Yeah.
For
Hey,
me,
that's
I
huge
know
benefit.
just in PT alone, and this guy said he has somebody that does like $100 an hour,
Mhm.
but I've had people do that I use in South Carolina. It was like almost 100 and something. Just if I do $100 an hour, that's 2 grand alone I save a month by doing PT at the PI.
And that's
Yeah,
not even
so
counting like
strength and
oh,
conditioning, some of these
yeah,
guys is $60 an hour. So
yeah.
that don't even count. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 12 times 60.
It's a lot of money,
So
man, for your pocket. A lot of money for your pocket to save
yeah,
that. Um, Carl, I know you're always like chasing to get better and develop your skill set and stuff. But do you feel like, do you feel any rush with your career? Do you feel like, okay, this year I need to, stack this many wins and I need to get into the rank? Do you think of that, or are you just thinking like, okay, this next fight I just need to win and things will happen for me?
no, not to. I think everything will happen especially in the heavyweight division. Stuff will happen. I'm not trying to rush it because even look at Rosenstrike just had the interview when he was like he came in and he got like fast tracked to the top, and he didn't get to work on his grappling and this and that, and then he got fast tracked to the top, and then it's like he got the skill set didn't get fast tracked as well because you just moving, and he just had an interview where he talked about that. So I'm not rushing it myself. um like I told, I think I'm here for to test myself and have fun. What happens happens, and I just keep moving forward. But yeah, I definitely not trying to like, oh, I need the belt like in 2 years. Like, no, we're still working on learning striking. I only been striking for 3 years. I looked into it and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been working with a striking coach. I only been working with a striking coach for 3 years. So that's not a lot of time for anybody to develop, you know, in striking. So
You actually like are in like the beginning parts of a heavyweight prime, I guess. You know what I mean? Like you're at your age right
yeah,
now. It's like the starting point of heavyweight prime. Every division I feel like has a different, you know, like a
yeah,
age of prime, and I think heavyweight, yeah, you're there, man. You just need the opportunities and the matchups, and but this one, man, March 23rd. We don't know who the opponent is yet, but I'm pretty sure it's a good one. And Carl, I know what you're gonna do in there. You're gonna go in there and impose yourself and get the victory. So thank you so much, man. Always taking the time during camp to chat, and all the best.
Thank you, thank you. And when they send the contract and it's confirmed, I'll shoot you a message.
All right,
You'll
no
be
worries.
surprised who it is. You'll be very surprised who it is.
Okay.